Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got newcomers, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Ahmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. But it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshrek's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshrek's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Haroon, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Yeah, and while they went to talk with Khan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Reebok. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with him?
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh, in that case, then you better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the Traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment though. You're our brigade's main selling point after all. Now if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, knuckleheads, can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Khalaf? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of the Khan al-Ahmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Demons do not stop for the rain. Move. The rain stopped. I don't concern myself with the weather. Here!
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of him. Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Not feeling like
Let's get it on! Hi!
Tick! Fallen leaves. Adorn my night! Tick! Tick!
Rest and rebuild.
Useless!
You're the flame main.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with the Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some int.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something.
Already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with. Yeah, yes, you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next? Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble. Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out! Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dehya! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. Even though it may have nothing to do with our journey. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway? Huh? You serious? Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you to? What do you...
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be anything you can't handle. So, when are you leaving?
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon hasn't tried yet. Now, where's that list Paimon made?
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going-away party or anything. It's sad enough to see you go like this. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahida? Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler in Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Goodbye, Dehya. Bye-bye, Sumeru. We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep, I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait, why is there no mora value recorded for the final transaction? Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered. Perhaps, but they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon
Homoyani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homoyani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homoyani family. Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry, you're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homoyani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homoyanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakana Lakmar?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as the person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebot or Port Ormos. Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homoyanis are in need of money.
I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed any. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of, but that's still just a speculation. I don't think you're probably right. I know my.
What should we do now? Oh,
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. Let's go find my lady again. If we're lucky, we can.
Dehya.
I've considered that possibility. She showed genuine concern for. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust in.
Yeah. Let's pay another. We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Actually, we're still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Something like that.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put this?
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet. On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, Dunyarzad, we're back!
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. But don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can. My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story, and
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30.
About that. Well, the Homiyanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries. He offered me a pile of mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question.
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I think I get what you're saying.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seemed strange or out of place. If my father had always been in contact with Dakan al-Akmar.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dehya to be your bodyguard?
No, that's too much of a stretch.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So the Master was not likely
Sorry we put all this on.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. However, the Homiyani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further...
Dehya.
It's all right, Dehya. If anyone were...
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was the thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, trust. You said that yourself, Dehya. Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we...
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. In which case, my lady...
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us...
usual?
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two.
Yes, my daughter has mentioned them from time to time. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now.
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention.
So that's what you found?
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. What I do know, though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace.
Wait.
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. But knowledge always comes at a price. Your father, Kusela, and I both believe that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but the facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homiyani family.
I understand. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Erem. Kusela was grinning and walked over.
Really?
He said that he had no particular... We started talking about our children to repay his kindness.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. The man I knew...
So, what happened to him? He was...
I'm not... He then suddenly asked me, at the time, but he kept coming back to the topic. I was completely lost at first, until...
So he was the one who...
Indeed. He didn't say it. He was already beyond redemption. If Dehya could stay in...
And that's why you offered...
Yes. And that's also why I tried to pursue... Kusela saved my daughter.
He was all...
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's fees. Eventually, I just... The letter contained a request.
Wait! Isn't that a...
That's right. When I started to... But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests. That thought occurred to... After some deliberate... I am aware. In the end...
If you can, please tell me where. None of the things he's doing... If all he wants to do is...
Oh no, Dehya.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions. Another way? But I guess you do have a...
I'll do my best to help. Of course, I don't know Kusela's exact... However, there's a man... He's responsible for supply... I've heard that he...
Understood. Thank you.
I'll stay and be with my father here. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I feel like...
Yes. It's time to face.
There's no better dish to compliment you.
Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling...
Shh! Keep your voice down. How do you know? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private. This place should do. All right. Back to my question.
Don't worry about that for now.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out.
So what's in it for you, Em?
Well, I waited in my mind.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating to... If you provide some help for...
Hey, why don't we discuss?
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when...
All right. Shit, they're always on the move. Feel free to go have a look.
Sure. And then you...
Hey, come on.
Really? And how...
All right, I get it.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you... Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Why are you here?
Haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Hold the line.
Let's get it on! Gloves off!
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore. Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some more?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dehya, the boss can't come out and see you anymore. He died a long time.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last...
Let me start from the beginning.
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will, whether it be their deepest sin, that's precisely it. Every one of us had a record. Me, but you, Dehya. You were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's Relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sin. Not only that, but he also banned... But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records.
We all knew he was doing that for you.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense.
Because you were too young at the time. When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age.
So even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he...
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of the Khan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that Boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the fair. There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. But we won't let any of them.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friend. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero story. We used to always laugh at him for it. As for me, I never considered myself but maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. The spirit. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. I'm sorry, Dehya.
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dehya? You want to go with them?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell good from evil. All I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah, Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like this.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained.
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe him this much. Useless. Worthless.
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here. Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here.
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one.
Yeah, we'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but they're...
Yeah, they don't stand it.
You are not Wind strike.
As one with wind and cloud. Witch vermin.
How?
I'll be back. New hunting bag. I'll eat you.
Look alive!
Take that. Lucky today. Try to keep up. No more tricks up your sleeve.
Buckle up! I'm getting sick of this thing.
You won this one.
You ain't messing around! Look alive!
Wind strike. Cry louder. Behold.
Let's get it on!
You want this one?
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Wait, they went charging ahead without checking for any traps.
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, it seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Going, let's go. We can't let the boss down.
Let's check if there's another way. The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better.
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something.
Okay, let's...
Clouds high. The birds call.
Covenants of the deep! Allow me!
You're dead meat! Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little. Hold the line.
Wind strike.
Torque, wind refuge.
Wretched vermin. Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Wind strider! Squall fury!
Rest, rebuild. Covenant of the deep.
Useless! Gloves off! Wind strike!
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks to
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Run? Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin. Even now, my brothers and I still believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory?
Let us draw our weapons! We will show them the true power King Deshret bestowed upon his follower. They are but two, while we hold within ourselves the entirety of the relic's glory. Wave one, charge! Eliminate them!
Cry louder! Nothing worth mentioning.
A brush maneuver. Uphill battle. Allow me.
I'll take a look.
Useless.
Where do you think you're going? Time to go.
I'll be back, don't think. You're just getting started.
Billowing surge.
Now you just like patience.
Rest and rebuild.
We'll meet now. King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
Wretched vermin! That hurt!
Allow me.
Brothers! This is where we prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive!
Come raise a star!
Rebuild! Covenants of defeat! Uphill battle!
The golden slumber.
The commander's finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us! This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat!
Yes, keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need to back down! This is our last stand!
When the next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks. I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Michel! So they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord Michel. They fight like absolute madmen. No matter how much we throw at them, they just keep coming for more.
So, it would seem like this is the end.
Time to pay for everything you've done, Michel.
You think I would give you that opportunity? I will be buried in the sand, alongside all the rest of our fading glory.
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go.
Let's move out.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are we supposed to figure out what you're after? Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the... Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
This is your last chance to...
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer me.
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them still matter anyway.
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk. Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about. He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he had done. Tell me, where is the old record?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
Dehya.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dehya's father used.
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh? thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad. What's this?
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. These opportunities don't come by often. Hey, come on! Paimon's not that stingy. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. Dunyarzad will also be here shortly. She's...
Aw, thanks, you two. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions, but when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, we're hypocrites. All of us. Yeah, you're right.
You're back! Are all of you alright?
Ah, there she is!
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over and I just Huh? Dehya, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain.
I'm sorry. I really should have controlled my emotions better.
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well.
Dehya, your pain must be even worse.
Hey, don't worry about me. My father probably thought that thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, however, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. But now that I consider it again,
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play, even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary. Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
I can't thank you enough for taking care.
This rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey, aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? Wait, are you here to take revenge on us?
What are you talking about? Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp. But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me. Everything left in the camp will get confiscated.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
So this box contains everything that Dehya's father left behind.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat. But what's this? It's just a bunch of junk.
Perhaps it's just been left unopened for too...
A handwritten copy of a story. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use.
That probably means means this was really important to him.
Ah, and here are a few bags of children's snacks.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? Why are these things here?
I'm suddenly feeling a little scared.
I'm sorry, my lady, but two empty...
Huh? There's something in the...
Oh, you're... All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing... I was suddenly seized with an urge to Dehya. It's a letter from me? It's all right. I'll just read it out.
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably the guy's fault.
Can you believe this guy?
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that... I was never your father to begin with.
Wait, what?
Surely, he must be...
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. It was just a But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day, and discovered a baby in the sands. It was you. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried forever. But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slept up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle. Anyway, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child, I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the same...
He was a good father to you.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas?
I do. I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk, and that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I...
If you end up finding any leads, can you
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't...
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. Thank you so much. My life has certainly had its... because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.